Hello, and welcome to the Brass Pedagogue. I'm your host, James, and today, starting out with my first review and what will hopefully become a series, I'm going to be doing an overview of what I believe to be the most sleeper piccolo trumpet of them all. The Getzen Model 940S. I've mistakenly called it the 490, like their other horns. Piccolo trumpet. Now, most people will go with the Schilke. Most people will go with, of course, if you're going to do rotary, pick Scherzer. But I believe this can do pretty good, and it seems to be a little bit more affordable than the other two, where you're going to have to spend around like $3,500 or so on, or $4,500 on Schilke or any of their other competitors at the same price level. You can get one of these typically for about $2,500, or if you're lucky, as I got mine on the used market, for about $1,300 to $1,700, up to $2,500 if they're in good enough condition. Like most professional level piccolo trumpets, this one is a 4-valve. Some companies do make 3 valves, but because of certain notes, like going past it's the lowest note you can get on a piccolo, can't get the C. If you wanted, but it's incredibly out of tune. So the 4th valve, you would use stuff like oil your valves, kids. Now how I acquired mine. I got this one from Reverb, from Dr. Gary Feinberg, who's the trumpet professor at the College of New Jersey. And according to him, he got it in 1981 or 82 for graduate studies at Carnegie Mellon University. And he used it over in Europe, mainly for a lot of Broadway, a lot of solo repertoire, recitals, orchestral work. He said he used it pretty much in every application you would think you would need a piccolo trumpet for. And he took very good care of it over the years. As you can tell, it's actually in really fine condition, despite me not really having polished it in recent time, which I should. Valve oil, I prefer ultra pure. That's just my preference as well for this. So I like the feel it gives the valves. I prefer to hold my piccolo trumpet like so, having pinky and ring finger right here, with that anchoring down below or anchoring it as well, and using the index finger on my left hand to access the 4th valve. Some people can do it either that way, this way with all 4, including the pinky. I can't do that. That's a bit much work. I like bore size of this trumpet is 420, so a little bigger than these French Selmers, Maurice Andre model Selmers, which were, I believe, a 415 bore. And Getzen does make another piccolo trumpet that is a 460 bore, and so did Benge and other makers. But I feel that's a good switch if you're switching from, say, B-flat trumpet to here as well. Standard literature you would play on piccolo trumpet would be stuff like and that's what we call the wedding moneymaker. This also not only came with the A pipe that it's in right now, putting it in the key of A, which is the most standard for most piccolo trumpets in use due to the fact that most music that we're playing was written in the key of D or otherwise. But it also came with the B flat slide, which I'll switch out for you right now, just to give you an idea. Here is let's put an arpeggio in with the piccolo trumpet in A. Just a regular C arpeggio. You see, you have to be kind of careful when you're tuning these. You don't know sometimes where they go. Now, piccolo trumpet is in B flat, which is, if you're doing some Canadian brass stuff, that's probably the key you're going to want your pick to be in. Don't play low on pick. Despite the current incarnation of the Getzen 940S pick coming with cornet shank lead pipes, as so, like you would see on a flugelhorn as well, lead pipe design, this one came with trumpet ones. Now, I could probably order a piccolo cornet shank pipes, but I'm used to the trumpet shank, so I'm just going to roll with that. Notable users of the Getzen 940 pick include Maurice Murphy, principal trumpet of the London Symphony Orchestra from 1977 to 2007. Notable for his performance on the original 6 Star Wars trilogies, he utilized the Getzen piccolo as seen in this footage from a masterclass from 2008. And Mel Broyles, principal trumpet of the Metropolitan Opera in New York from 1958 to 2001. He uses the Getzen pick in this masterclass at the Curtis Institute of Music in 1997. It did come with the original case, which is, I say, a nice good vintage looking case. I don't know why, but I always like these kind of looking cases with the latches. You do that to unlock, and we'll check out some of the case candy that was included. So as you can see, here is the case as it is. The piccolo is in my triple case, so Usually I don't tend to use this very much, but there is of course, there's a little thing for the mouthpiece, place for the horn. Underneath, which is the thing I wish modern cases had sometimes. I love these little storage compartments, and of course there's there's a couple extra papers, a thing on how to play the Piccolo Trumpet and the Fundamentals by Fred Salter, who was principal trumpet of Oregon Symphony at the time, back in the 80s, and I believe is a Monet guy now. And inside that you can find, they've given you some exercises to work on for the pick as well, along with some basic information about keys, mouthpieces, practicing that, how the scale compares, how it'll sound. And then a very nice fingering chart, which I appreciate, because it can get rather confusing sometimes with the fourth valve. And then there is, quite handily, a old Getzen information sheet. Essentially a catalog page is what I'm getting at, where it tells you all the models, all the instruments. It's always it's very kind of funny. They don't list the pick on here, which I find very amusing to an extent. Thank you for watching this review. If you have any comments, questions, or any other inquiries, just comment down below. Have fun diving into the history of brass.